Today, you're going to learn how to insert a table into a word processing document. We're going to use Google Docs and we're going to insert a table. Tables are a common feature that I use in creating worksheets. I use it when I create flyers for FBLA. So I think if you use word processing much, tables could be a very useful tool and a very needed skill for you to know when using a word processor. On this assignment, you have the instruction sheet, and then you also have the blank sheet favorite things, or the favorite things doc that you will use to create today's assignment and create the table. So let's start by opening the instruction sheet. You're going to notice that I've used a table to add these instructions. It's a table with only one column, but lots of rows. And so just start at the top and then work your way down. So the first thing is to collect the information for the table. If you're in class, then you're going to ask 4 people in the classroom their favorite things. You could do this through an email. You could do this with a sheet of paper and going around and asking and writing down those things. And then you're also going to include your favorites in the table as well. So the first thing to do is collect your data. If you're working from home, then you will ask those that live in your home with you. If you do not have 4 people that live in your home, then you ask the number of people that live with you, and that's what you will include in your table. If you have more than 4 and you want to include everyone, you are welcome to have more than 4 people's favorites in your table as well. Then the next step is to insert the table. For our purposes in class, we would need a 5-column, 6-row table. If you're at home, you will need 5 columns, but you may need to change the number of rows. So let's go over to that favorite things Google Doc and open it up. Notice that I have already inserted a title for you on this assignment, and now you're ready to insert your table. So we're going to go to the Insert tab, and we're going to point to Table, and here's the grid that we can use to choose 5 columns. Okay, and 5 columns are across. They run up and down, but you count them going across. And then we're going to go down 5 rows. 6 rows, sorry. And so rows run across, but you count them going down. So we're going to have a 5 by 6 table. And once you click, it inserts that table. It's a grid of columns and rows and intersections of those columns and rows. And so it was a 5 by 6. Yours may be different if you're working from home, but you will have 5 columns. Now we're ready to enter the data. Across the top of the table in the first row, you should have column headings: name, snack food, color, day of the week, month of the year. Once you have entered your headings, then you are ready to enter the data from the rest of the people that you have collected from. So I'm just going to start with mine. Okay, so those are my favorites. If you want to change the font for anything, you can select the table and change it to a different font. Just make sure it's something that I can read. So you would continue entering that for every person that you've interviewed. If you're in class, you would do it for 4 other people along with yourself. If you're at home, you would choose the number that you're going to use at home and include yourself as well. So now we're ready to move on to format your table. We want to bold and center the column headings. So these are the column headings. We're going to use the center align button, and then we're going to bold those to make them bold as well. Then it says to italicize and center the names. So you will select all of your names, choose italic, and center those as well. Then it says format the text color of each person's favorite color to match. So the text color, the font color should match their favorite color. So for mine, it's orange. So I'm going to select orange. I'm going to go to the text color and choose an orange color. You would continue doing that for each person's favorite color. And then you're going to move on to continue formatting your table. Format the background color of the answers only to a light blue. So we're going to select all of this area that has the answers, what people told you are their favorites, and we're going to change that fill to a light blue. So I have to click the three dots to see the rest of my toolbar. I'm going to click the drop down arrow beside the fill button, and I'm going to choose a lighter blue color. I don't want it to be so dark I can't read it, so I'm going to choose light blue 3. And then we're going to look at the next step. Format the background color of the column headings to your favorite color. Remember to keep it a light version so that we can read it. So I'm going to select the column headings, and I'm going to go to that fill bucket again, and I'm going to choose a very light orange to fill the background of those headings. Then number 3, format the background color of the name cells to another color, remembering to keep it a light version. So I'm going to select the name cells, and this time I'm going to choose a light, let's do a light green. And so now I have formatted my table, and it's going to look something like this when you are finished. And then you will turn in your favorite things when it is finished. If you have any questions, email me at smithole@whitehallsd.org.